Hey everybody, Jim Dexter with Tactically Sound Training Center and STI Tactical Team 2011. Gonna do a little video today comparing the size of my STI Staccato P DUO with some other duty guns that are commonly found out there in use today. Let's check it out. So one of the things that I've been getting asked is for size comparisons for the Staccato P DUO compared to other guns that are commonly out there, especially on duty use. My boy AT suggested that I do a video showing a comparison of some of the standard guns that you're going to see with the STI Staccato P DUO. Got a table full of safety check guns here, got my coffee, so we're going to do a little see and sip. I apologize for that. I'll never say anything like that again, I promise. But I got a good selection of various Glocks that would be found in service. Got a couple Walthers and FN 509 out here. So I'm just gonna go through and just compare the size of the STI Staccato P DUO with some of the other common guns. So one of the things is that people are wondering about the Staccato P, as especially the Staccato P DUO, as it's an optics ready 2011 gun that is not a 5-inch gun. And so it's leaving people kind of wondering where it falls in the size comparison spectrum, being a 4-inch range barreled gun. So we'll start with Glock 17. This is my Sims gun, my Simunitions gun for my Force on Force, but it's a 17T. So it's styled after and is the exact same size as the 17 itself. So comparison-wise, they are virtually from backstrap to backstrap, from beaver tail to beaver tail, the same size gun with the magwell on this Staccato P. You'll see that barrel-wise, as I line these two up from where my grip is going to meet and join into the gun, the frames are the same length, the barrel protrusion is the exact same length. As far as the Glock goes further back as far as frame wise to the back plate than the Staccato P, but that makes sense because the STI is a hammer fired gun, so you got to have room for the hammer back there and that beaver tail. Lengthwise in the grip, virtually the same thing. If you see the frames of the body of the gun go to the same point, the STI's magwell sticks a little bit further out on there. If that were removed, I would imagine that these grip lengths were going to be exactly the same. Most people are throwing a magwell on their Glock anyways, making these virtually the same size gun. So as we look at the Staccato P and the Glock 17, virtually the exact same size as each other. So look at 19X, a gun that is getting a lot of use lately. I really like the 19X, the Glock 45, same variant, just a little bit differences, but as far as sizes go, they stack up the same. So comparing those two at backstrap to backstrap, again, it's not going to be any surprise with the 17s being the same size as the Staccato P, that the Glock 19X and Glock 45 would stack up a little bit shorter at the barrel on the top of the frame, seeing as how the 19X and 45 are a Glock 19 slide with a 17 grip. So the grip is what you get with the 17 comparison, and the slide is what you'll see as far as comparing the Glock 19, the Glock 19X, and the Glock 45 with the STI Staccato P 4-inch lines. So one of the guns that it most closely shoots the same as is my ROLAND special variant. I just got done carrying on duty my Glock 45 compensated, just done up by Boresight Solutions. Phenomenal work, great grip job with the Atom cut on the slide with a Gen 5 KKM comp. That was an upgrade from my original and my first dot gun, my ROLAND special variant, which was my Gen 3 Glock 19 with an RMR and a KKM comp on it. So this is the gun. These two compensated Glocks are probably the thing that I can compare most closely to how my STI Staccato P shoots. So comparing these two, this is obviously a Glock 19 setup compensated, which makes it 34 length barrel. So this would be a good comparison of the upper frame and barrel of a Glock a Glock 34 versus an STI Staccato P. So obviously with that 19 grip, it's significantly shorter than the STI, even with the magwell on there. But again, you have much more limited magazine capacity than with that, as far as a flush fit goes, 15 versus 17. And the slides on these, obviously with the Glock 34 being the longest of the variants for your duty carry, this mimics that with the compensator on it. You can see that there's some difference as far as the barrel length goes between a Glock 34 or a ROLAND Special and the STI Staccato P DUO. I'll show you the Glock 45. Doesn't really stack up as far as any sort of difference between the two, because it has a combination of both. Actually, what this will do is that this will give you an idea of a Glock 34 versus the STI Staccato P, seeing as how with this slide length, with it compensated, it's close to that Glock 34, and the Glock 45 has a 17 or 34 length grip. So this is what you would see as far as a comparison of a Glock 34 and the STI Staccato 4-inch version. Again, the frame and the barrels are significantly larger, as they're supposed to and designed to be. Grip length is still the same because it's a Glock 17 length grip on there, compared to the STI Staccato's grip length, which is virtually the same. Both the 17 and 34 and the STI Staccato, their grips are 17 round flush fit. So they will both take and accept the standard 17 round magazine for each of those guns. So that's why you have that grip length that is pretty standard across both those for the measurements. All right, let's look at an FN 509. FN 509. Dig this gun. I especially dig their multi-optics plating that they have on it. Again, the backstrap to backstrap here, the frames on the grip are virtually the same length with no magwell on there. They come to be about pretty much the same. As far as barrels go, the FN comes in a little bit shorter than the STI does. This is the FN 509 being a more mid-sized gun. That's not too much of a surprise. But again, as far as the length of the grip itself goes, both are 17 round flush fit magazines, and so you've got a similar grip length on them. Walther PPQ. So my PPQ has a comp on it that I was running or testing out quite a while ago. So this doesn't exactly show the true difference in size between the two. I put some masking tape over the compensator just so that you guys can see the actual difference between the two. So STI versus the PPQ, get the back straps lined up. Here's just what I've been doing. Again, almost the virtually same fit as far as the grip goes, or I'm sorry, length comparison as far as the grip goes on these two. Again, you see the lined up at the back strap, the back of the slide of the PPQ lines up almost exactly with the back of the beaver tail. Try to bump this up a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. And the PPQ is just a little bit shorter as far as barrel length goes to the end of the barrel compared to the Staccato P. But again, the PPQ lines up with the way that the backstrap in this beaver tail runs. The back of the slide protrudes much further back behind the gun compared to a Glock or an FN, and so we see a much better or a much more similar lineup as far as this back strap or the tang of the gun goes, comparing the way that the back of the PPQ is contoured versus how the back of my Staccato is contoured. They're very much alike, which leads to a very similar upper frame profile. Now we'll take a look at the Q5 Match SF. I love and dig this gun as well. So these are my two steel boys. Line those two up, and they come out to be pretty close. I'm having a hard time lining these two up exactly here, but again, as far as the grip goes, standard 17 round grip on there. As far as barrel length goes, the Q5 steel frame has the staccato bead as far as length goes. It's a little bit longer, being a 5-inch gun with everything it has going on with the back strap. Same thing as well with that tang. You can see that the Staccato P and the Q5 Match are quite similar as far as where the web of your hand goes up in there to get your master grip, and they're very similar in nature, which leads these two to be fairly similar in size, with the Q5 SF being just a little bit larger than the Staccato P at a 4-inch 2011 style gun. So that's just a wrap up of some size comparisons for you guys. I know I've been getting asked about how does it compare to this, how does it compare to that. So that was just a quick video with some reference, some you know, some visual differences between the STI Staccato P DUO and a couple of the other guns that you would commonly see out there in service nowadays. So check it out, get trained, stay equipped, and be willing.